This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Triple G Podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is Hoster Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch our video podcast over on youtube.com/DripGeeb. Drip, we have special guests this week. Welcome to the podcast, Shibby120. Shibby, how you doing, man?
What's up? Doing good, man. Thanks for having me back on the show. You all appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I am hyperventilating because not only because of Shibby's good looks, but also because I took me 14,000 times to do that intro. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I don't know what's wrong with me.
You did great. That one was flawless, though. I'll give you that. That one was fantastic. You nailed it.
So earlier I bit my tongue, and it's really affecting me. Like it's like all like down here. Like I bit the back part of my tongue. Like I feel.
Wow,
like,
that must have been a
down
hard bite,
here.
dude.
No, it wasn't hard.
How did you get back there to bite it?
No, like it's not. It's more like my tongue went to the side, and the tooth clipped it. Like clipped the edge of the side way back there, like my molars. I don't know what happened, man, but for some reason, it's really affecting my speech. Not really, like not noticeable to you guys, but for me, my tongue is constantly smacking my tongue. I'm sorry, my tongue is constantly slapping my tooth.
Teeth, yeah.
It's like swollen.
Man, one time, I bit my tongue so like, I thought I bit through my entire tongue. It was that hard. I mean, really? It was bleeding everywhere.
God,
it was crazy. It was crazy. Like I thought I had to go to the hospital. It was nuts.
We can't be talking about that.
I was eating pizza. Oh my God, I bit it so hard, dude.
We can't talk about that because
so
it's making
bad.
me.
I was scared. I was literally scared.
Shibby, you
know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Your tongue heals. It was healed in like a day.
Yeah,
it heals
I know,
so
it's
fast.
Crazy. Shibby, have you ever had that problem where like in a movie they chop somebody's limb off or something like that, or any sort of injury to somebody else, and immediately your body is reacting to that injury? Like that's what it's like when Drip's talking about the tongue biting. I'm thinking about that tongue biting.
Oh no, dude! Sorry, that sucks.
No, you ever watch a movie and cringe like that? Like
yeah. I was watching something like that last night. What was I watching that was like that? I don't remember. Maybe it was the other night.
I'm affected. World's best podcast.
Maybe it was the Splatoon event that happened.
It was not that. I don't think there was anything in there that did it, but maybe.
Was that a good Was that just the best segue of all time from Shibby?
I think it was pretty good. Yeah.
I think that's the best segue of all time to talking about the Nintendo Treehouse that was talked about today.
Oh, are we doing it? Are we going there?
Oh, let's just fucking go for it, dude. We were already there. Let's go. I mean, we could talk about what we're playing recently, but I can tell you what I've been playing recently. The demo for Splatoon
3. Bam. We're back again.
Back again. No, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really have too many opinions on the Treehouse itself because the second half I didn't really care too much about. I know Shibby does and is making a video about it.
What was that game? I didn't watch a lot of it. I saw some of your stream earlier. I watched it. I was like, I don't get this, but all right. You were very excited about it. I was really excited for you.
On Harvestella over here.
I just don't. No, I'm not crapping on. I just don't know anything about it.
I
saw it. I was like, this looks like Genshin Impact Animal Crossing. I don't.
It's like Final Fantasy Rune Factory Stardew Valley. Like Final Fantasy
all right, yeah,
maybe
that's better. That's better.
Looks cool.
I don't know. It was interesting.
I'm gonna call you out a little bit. You were talking some trash on that game, just ever so slightly, about how fuzzy it was. I was hearing you talk about that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's on the Switch. It's on the Switch. You know, it happens.
I'm
excited for Harvestella. I think it's, but I'm cautiously excited because I like combat and I love the farming. And this one's made by Square compared to other games that do this kind of thing. But at the end of the day, it's all going to come down to, what's it going to actually end up? How is that combination going to be implemented? But yeah, it did look pretty blurry, and you got to wonder because it is, it's a live presentation, so they add compression, they add blurriness. So it's always like, what's it gonna be when we get the thing?
Yeah.
It's not, at least it wasn't like some trailers that they upload in 60 frames per second on YouTube. Like maybe the gameplay is not 60, but the video itself is. So it's like, what frame rate is this?
Yeah, that makes it difficult.
Can't ever trust anything online. Like Sonic, it's like, whoa, what are you gonna do? I don't know.
Yeah. We'll get there. I don't know. That's an interesting thing. But so the Splatoon thing today, honestly, Geeb, I know you don't have much to say about it, but man, I wasn't all that excited for this game. I mean, a little bit. When did we talk about this game last? Was it 2 weeks ago? I believe it was 2 weeks ago.
Was not last week. Last week was Geeb.
And what did I say? I was like, yeah, they added like this stuff, and it's like, I was like, I don't know. Most of that's like, I mean, the only other shooter I really play is like Fortnite, but I was like, well, that stuff's in, like, it's already there. They're just kind of like putting their own little spin on whatever, this little thing, like a locker, which is cool. The lockers were cool. I think that's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
But other little things, I was like, yeah, they're just adding stuff in. But I mean, for me, I don't know. Today, I was really excited about it when I was watching it. I was really, really excited. I was like, man, I'm going to play this game a lot. This is going to be like one of those games I stream all the time. It's going to turn into that. I can already tell.
Shibby?
Yeah, I think what? There's so much to talk about.
Go whatever you want, man.
Yes, I think the lockers look sick. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get the game yet or not. I have Splatoon 2, so I almost have to get Splatoon 3. I love playing online with people, but I never put the hours in to get good because I play all kinds of games, so I never get the hours in to get really good at them. So that means I always suck, and so that's my thing with a game like this. You're gonna get out, every 5-10 seconds, or I am. And, you can respawn again, but that gets frustrating for me. That's my only deterrent, but who cares when you're just hanging out and having fun with people, I'm glad I'm really glad that they did show off some cool new stuff because I was kind of curious, I didn't see the other presentations about the game. So I didn't know. I was like, what are we going to see? How are they going to take this to the next level? And then I'm pretty sure like that tank thing, and then it turns into a ball and rolls around. That's really cool. I like the whole, I thought maybe they'd do some upgrades to traversal, and there's that one special where you can snap over to the from wall to wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But again, it's not infinite.
Cool.
But yeah, there's a cool that it's a special, and they did say too that people will see where you're going to land. They get a marker.
Oh so yeah, so they could just be waiting for you. Yeah,
it's not OP either. So I thought that was kind of cool, the little give and take. So I'm glad they did some things to push this forward. And I mean, I think Splatoon 2 was really big. Splatoon 1 was popular, but Splatoon 2 obviously on Switch made it more popular. And now
for sure.
Switch is bigger than ever. And, people have been waiting, skipping out on 2 because they're waiting for 3. This is going to be the biggest Splatoon ever. It's going to be bigger and badder.
I 100% agree with you.
I have to ask Shibby. So I'm sorry, Drip, but I have to ask Shibby this. You did say, Shibby, that you were still thinking about you're not sure about buying Splatoon 3.
He's buying it.
Like, you play Splatoon 2, and I really haven't heard. I mean, you're not a negative guy by nature, but like, you haven't really spoken much negativity about Splatoon 3. I only hear positives from you. So what I gotta ask, what makes you not want to buy Splatoon 3? Why aren't you sold on it?
Well, it's basically just what I said. I mean, it's just the I've got so many games, and this game I'm gonna die a lot, and it does get frustrating. I mean, if you see me streaming Splatoon 2, I will be the whole time like, what am I doing wrong, y'all? Why? How do I get better at the game? It's like, well, you just gotta put in the hours, and I never do. So
I can understand. I can understand that for sure.
Drip's probably right. I'll probably end up getting it.
You're gonna get it. You're definitely gonna get it.
He said you're gonna get it.
You're getting it.
Are we all getting it? Are all three of us getting
definitely, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
I don't know about day one, only because of financials. I only because of that. It's the only reason why I might not get it day one, but I might try to make it happen anyway. But on day one, but if not day one, like the week after.
There's so many awesome games coming out this fall.
Yeah,
like, what in the world, you all?
Well, this is this is what starts it though. Like, this is the first. What is this? Is this next week or the week after? It's the 9th, Splatoon? Right?
Yeah. So it's like
after next week.
We can have
after next week.
Yeah, November's stacked, but I mean, there's a lot to play. This is definitely going to be. This Sonic. I mean, I'm getting Pokemon, I guess, but like this one, I don't know. Another thing I really liked about the stuff they showed today, I forget what they called them, but the swords.
Yeah,
like the swords that like throw. That looks awesome. That's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using that a ton.
Yeah.
The new weapons look cool. Like I said, I'm glad they showed new stuff because there was that. What's the other weapon? There was another cool weapon right after that I saw that I liked. But oh yeah, the crossbow. Isn't that new?
Oh yeah, where they were doing the little thing where they were riding on the whatever that thing was, the little rail that they were going through and shooting the things.
Oh, the rail was cool too. Yeah. That hit my little Sonic Adventure.
They were doing like a power shot or whatever in the middle of that, and then they would hit it and it would just blow everything up around. I don't know, man. It was cool. It was cool. I like all the little intricate stuff, and it's like I remember when I first started playing. Like I talked so much shit on Fortnite. I was like, I'm not playing Fortnite. Stupid. I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that. And then I started playing it, and I was like, all right, well, it's kind of fun. And then you start learning things about it. You're like, okay, well, no, you need to do this in this situation and that in this situation. But I think that's what I'm most excited about this entire thing, because I wasn't into shooters at all. And now, you know, that I've played Fortnite and actually got into it, I'm more open to other shooters at this point.
Right?
And this, you know, especially with, you know, my love for Nintendo. I mean, it's perfect. This is it. This is the type of shooter I just feel like I'm going to really invest a lot of time in. I'm just really excited to get it and start, like I said, like I did with like Fortnite, just start learning those little things that like probably the people who played 1 and 2 already know that I have absolutely no idea about, and I'll get my ass kicked because of it. But it's fine. I'm ready. I want to learn. Another thing
don't you love when that happens? Oh yeah, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it sucks. It's gonna suck. But the cool thing about it is you can level up, and you can get better stuff. You can get better shields or equipment or this and that. But it's all in the game. At first, because I said this 2 weeks ago, I was like, I don't know if I like that, because I'm gonna be somebody who doesn't play a lot, and I'm not gonna have any of the cool stuff because I don't have the points to buy it. But I'm kind of changing my mind on that now because I feel like I am going to be playing a lot, so I am going to have the cool shit. So I'm kind of happy about that. And I don't have to spend any real money, so that's fantastic as well.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool what you said, how it's like, dude, and I've been telling people this too, I love it when, and you may even, this can happen with music too, but you may even have a game that you bought 3 years ago, you picked it up, you weren't that into it, and then let's say now you get into Fortnite, maybe now you go back to this other game and you're like, oh, I almost understand it now. It's not as intimidating. It's not like, I love how you said that. It's like, dude, well, now that I'm into I've played Fortnite, now I could probably handle this shooter. And it goes to show you too that like just having experience in games like makes a difference. Like I was watching this one guy on Twitch play some random game one time, and he never played it, and he was just like boom, boom, boom. And I was like, dude, how did you do that? I died right there. He's like, I've just played a lot of games, bro. And just like,
yeah, I mean. That's 100% true. That is 100% true. Like, if you would have seen me trying to play a first-person shooter like 4 years ago, 2 years ago, hell, a year ago, it's embarrassing. I'm the guy doing this. Looking up at the
Oh, wait, you actually can. There's a video on this channel right here where you're playing the Link's crossbow training.
That's not a shooter. That's different. That's a light gun game. That's different. That's different.
I mean,
you don't have to use sticks and stuff.
It's still a shooter, and you're literally kind of like going up in the air, you know?
Oh, whatever. I was awesome by the end of that video. I was so good at that game.
You did get very good. You did.
I figured it out. It's kind of hard.
It's different from back in the day, because back in the day, like GoldenEye, like all those old school shooters, you were a sponge. Like, it's so unrealistic how many shots you could take. Now you play a shooter, and it's like 1 or 2 shots and you're dead. I'm like, what? That's too realistic. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's true too.
Speaking of realism, that's a really good segue to this. I want to dive a little bit deeper into Splatoon here.
Sonic, no, I'm just kidding.
Not Sonic, not yet. So in Splatoon, you know, obviously it's a Nintendo game, right? There's a lot of cartoony graphics. Fortnite, very similar idea. It's still much more realistic looking than Splatoon, and obviously it's real guns, and they're not pretending it's guns like Splatoon is. But what's cool about the art style is I'm kind of getting into that cartoony art style as I go on. I grew up a Halo kid. I'm Microsoft, Xbox, graphics. I've talked about this at length on this podcast. Mm-hmm. As I get older here, I just kind of want to have fun. That's really just when I just want to have some fun. And recently, my recent past, I played some PUBG. Shooters. I played lots of shooters. Not on the Switch though. No shooters. And Splatoon, I saw Splatoon, and I was already off my shooter phase. I've been off my shooter phase for like 2 or 3 years now. Besides the occasional Halo, I still enjoy occasional Halo. But now I saw Splatoon. I'm like, nah, I can pass on Splatoon. it's cartoony. And I was not playing Fortnite yet. It's cartoony. I'm not, shooters aren't my cartoony shooters not my thing.
Yeah.
But I do like cartoony game styles. I'm getting more into that as I get Nintendo. Fast forward to my Fortnite addiction now. Love playing me some Fortnite. It's a shooter. It melds my cartoony graphics and my shooter background into one. And same Splatoon, hearing about getting the hype. Now I'm in content creation, have to pay attention to this stuff. Splatoon comes up on my radar. I'm like, this is hitting all the right bells for me, man. Like you already kind of said it, Drip, but it seems right. It looks really good. I'm really kind of excited for it.
It looks very good. It looks.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this.
It's going
to
do so well, too.
I want. Oh, it's going to do great. This game's going to. It's going to sell.
That's going to be a really interesting conversation.
Where this one
where is
sits,
it going to rank?
Like, I don't know if it's going to go like Animal Crossing, Mario Kart, but it's going to sell. This game's
well,
I mean,
part of it too is because, like I said, like back when Splatoon 2 came out, the Switch had the hype because of Breath of the Wild and everything.
Yeah.
But now, how many people in 2020 are gaming for the first time or in a serious way? And then, B, are buying a Switch for the first time. The numbers just soared. And then, kind of like you said, maybe, I didn't realize this, but maybe a lot of shooter fans are not into cartoony games, or maybe people in general aren't. But let's say they got Animal Crossing on a Switch.
Yep.
Now they see Splatoon, and maybe they're thinking more along the lines.
It's okay.
They're okay with that art style.
Yeah, that's true. Let me ask you guys this. I'm curious. Shibby, I know you've already played. You've played too. Geeb, you and I have had very limited time with 2.
Yes.
We played the little walkthrough demo, the little bit that they let us play today. How are you guys? And I guess this is probably a question that's asked a lot, but like, how do you feel about the motion controls?
Ooh.
I'm going to be honest. I was struggling with the motion controls today.
I have something to say about it. I'm going to let Shibby go first, though.
I was struggling.
Oh, so
like trying to reset the camera and like walk straight without like, because I'm holding, I'm doing it handheld, so I'm like trying to get like the glare off my screen.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, dude, stop. No.
Yeah.
I think ideally you want to play with, and of course you're handheld and it's however you can play it. But I think ideally you want to play with like the Pro Controller. People are serious about this game, right? Like this is a very competitive game.
Yeah.
And I think when I first played it, I did play with the Joy-Con grip and motion controls. And at one point I found out, you don't need motion controls. And then now people are telling me, well, part of the reason why I'm not that great is like, no, like if you want to do good, you want to be competitive, you need to use motion controls. And so I think it's one of those things that's like practice. It takes practice.
I wasn't very good. I'm going to stick with it because, I know you can turn them off, but today I was like,
They say you shouldn't. They say you shouldn't turn it off. But
they said
so
that
hard.
today. That lady said it today while they were playing the game. Like it's a clear advantage to have the motion controls on. Yeah, she said it. I heard her say that. I was like, okay, well.
Yeah. Here's my take on it. So I am actually a big proponent in shooter games to have motion controls enabled. I really do love it. When I play on my Switch and I go back to my Switch, I should say, when playing Fortnite, I love turning on gyro controls. It really helps narrow in that target. You can really fine tune it, especially on the Switch when you're playing with Joy-Cons there is some good controllers for Switch, but you know what I'm trying to say. The most controls is just, for me, is superior way to play with a shooter. And obviously,
you're already used to it.
Yeah, I am. And you tune that to your liking. Everyone's gonna be different. Some like it more sensitive, some like it less. There's a motion control sensitivity that is best for you. And it doesn't have to be all the time. You can have it just when you're scoping. That's typically what I do in Fortnite. Just when I'm scoping. When I go back to my PC here, graphics are way better in PC, obviously. But what's lacking is there's no gyro. So it's like, Drip, you say how good I am at aiming. I have learned over the years for my shooters to aim really well with no gyros.
Geeb's got stupid aim. It's ridiculous. When he was here, I just sat on the couch. He's like, you want to play? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to sit here. I just watched him play Fortnite. I was like, good Lord, man.
Yeah, I'm not great.
Serious aim, dude.
I'm not a great player, but I definitely am a great aimer. I always wonder, make the right shots. But one more thing, I'm sorry, Shibby. I want to finish my thought before I forget. So so the gyro control is a really good assistance. Is what I want to emphasize here. It's a good assistance. You still want to be able to use your stick The gyro is just a fine tuning, not
but not
the whole
with this
thing. Splatoon, they disable, and I noticed this. I'm sure a lot of Splatoon people already know this. Obviously, who play the game, they disable your right stick up and down axis, your vertical axis, which is bonkers to me. You still go left and right, which is weird to only have that and not your vertical. Horizontal's still there, vertical's gone. Why would they disable vertical?
Well, it's weird controls, but I mean, you know, us noobs are sitting here talking about this like, this is weird, man. Everyone else is like, it's always been like that.
I know, but I'm not a noob to gyro in my shooters.
Yeah,
so like,
I know. I mean,
any shooter has a gyro. You have full functionality of the right stick in addition to your gyro.
Right,
this is like you're pretty much only going to be using gyro. You still go left or right with your stick, but for the most part, gyro is the way you look all the time. That is not ideal. I need that fine tuning with the stick. So all I have to say, I'm not a big fan of how they implement it.
Maybe in this one, you know, everything's getting bigger and better. Maybe you can go in the options and change that. I hope so.
I was just thinking that actually too.
You can.
I feel like did you go into the options and look?
Yeah, it disables, like as soon as you turn gyro on, disables the right stick adjustments. It says stick X, their little whatever it is, and when you turn gyro off, the right stick comes back. You can change the sensitivity again.
Hey, maybe somebody, if you're watching this on YouTube or wherever, maybe you can leave us a comment. Let us know if you got a justification for why they did that. Let us know.
Yeah, for real.
Indeed.
Good job.
It's like you've done this before. It's like you've
I'm
made
curious.
YouTube
videos.
No, for real. I mean, you would think with the way that other shooters control and like even having like Geeb says, like there's different ways you can implement gyro. You would think as much as this game has grown and the community has been built up as big as it is, that they would start giving some different options about how you can control the game, or you know what I mean?
Yes.
You would think, but I mean, maybe not. Maybe they want to keep it to like, this is how it is. Sorry, this is just a game. Possible too. I don't know.
Maybe it would be too OP. I don't know. Would it be too powerful if you could?
No, because everyone is the same. It's the same for everybody. Why? That's not OP.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, everybody could use it. Just use it works for you.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you why they made that choice. I think it's a bad one. Other than that, game looks great. I can't wait to try it out. One more thing. Just we don't have to go at length on this, but it's just kind of weird in the main, because that's all you can do right now is just kind of walk around in that main menu after you've done that 5-minute tutorial. You walk around this menu and they made a choice. They made a choice to up the resolution and lower the frame rates in the main
It was like
menu.
that in the last game too.
I know, but why? Why? It's kind of clunky to me that your game changes frame rates so drastically.
I think it's because they have to load all of these players.
Yeah, all those people standing around are actual people in the game.
You're right.
Yeah. But I feel like, at least in the demo, isn't the frame rate better than 2, or am I just tripping? I feel like it feels smoother.
Don't know.
It probably actually great segue should be to. You're exactly right on that. I have a theory that it may not be drastically different, but I bet you it is definitely better because AMD has this. Or I guess is that what's in the Switch Drip? Is it an AMD chip?
No,
NVIDIA.
It's NVIDIA, but the AMD stuff is it's. You're right. I know where you're going with this. The upscaling. They found it. It's in there. It's in this game. I don't know if it's being used because I don't know how that works. I thought you had to have specific hardware to make that type of software, those algorithms run. Is AMD not like that?
I don't think you do. So I was watching something about that said it's some type of new technique that doesn't require. It's like an algorithm or something. So it doesn't require a specific software to use. But what it does is, and they're saying that maybe you use on Splatoon, which is it allows you to look like it's a higher resolution when it's really not. So upscaling so that you can maybe use better frame rates.
Right. So yeah, because I mean they're trying to keep it at 60. I'm sure they want to keep this running at a solid 60. So yeah, you could. Because I mean it's the same thing as like we talk about all the time, the DLSS stuff that everybody hopes comes to the Switch Pro or whatever.
Similar,
but I mean,
yeah.
That does. I do know for sure that takes special hardware that the Switch right now does not have. I know that does. That's why it's NVIDIA. Not running it right now. Yeah. It's what is it? Tensor cores. I don't even know what the fuck those are, but I know that's what you need. And the Switch doesn't have them. Yeah, okay, so if this is working like that, I know they also found this in Switch Sports, too. It's in that, too.
It's in Switch Sports? Well, actually, in this article by MSN, take it for what it's worth, and I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's be honest, guys. I'm just kind of a guy reading articles on the internet. Hopefully, I'm getting some right information here, but it says they've noticed this. They've seen this technology used in Monster Hunter Rise and Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Oh, yeah, Arceus too. That's right. I didn't know Monster too, but I know Switch Sports too. It's another one. It's in there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I don't know. Those games look good. I mean, the Arceus runs at 30 all the time, but it's smooth. It's a smooth 30. There's no real drops.
I mean, yeah, Monster Hunter. I mean, dude,
Monster Hunter is perfect. It's one of the best running games on
man.
Switch.
It runs really
for 30
good
FPS
on the Switch.
especially. Yeah. The tech looks. I just wanted to bring it up. The tech looks cool. I like tech that allows you to get more out of what you have, and you don't need to purchase things. It's just kind of algorithms and maybe some hardware implementation as well.
Yeah, it's cool that they're using this stuff. I mean, especially you look at it because it's an AMD thing, and you would think, okay, well, they're using NVIDIA stuff, so they're not going to be able to use I don't know how that relationship works, but I mean, clearly it's fine, I guess. I don't know.
It's the way you develop it. Maybe the way AMD kind of figure out an algorithm how to fix it, whereas NVIDIA is using their hardware that they made.
Right, but what I'm saying is like the Switch, like Nintendo and NVIDIA are like, we make the Switch. Like, no, AMD, you're not coming to this party. This is our party. And then Nintendo is like, well, it's all right. Like they could just come hang out just a little bit. Like they're fine.
I think it's super cool just to see how. And this is not a new thing where like as hardware gets older, developers get better at it and they learn new techniques, and that's super cool because Nintendo's never been about having the best power. It's like, what can we do with what we have?
Yeah.
That said, Ocarina of Time on N64 was 20 frames per second. Monster Hunter Stories 2 that came out last year was 20 frames per second. So I would still like some new hardware, please.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
I'll tell you what, Shibby. I don't know if that's
speaking of new hardware.
So like unless the new Monster Hunter is crazy better optimized than the old game. Like Monster Hunter, I didn't know that about Monster Hunter Stories. Are you talking about Stories 2 or Stories?
Stories 2 on the Switch. Yeah,
it doesn't run 20.
It's a variable refresh rate, so it's like 20 when you're out in the world or in the town, and then it's like 40 or 50 in the menus. It's all over the place.
So weird.
I did not realize it went down to 20. I didn't know it slowed down some point.
Yeah, I remember, Geeb, you were upset about that because you wanted to play it, and you were like, "This thing runs like shit."
Yeah,
and actually, I remember about that.
Alex, I'm going to call him out. Switch Corner was giving me a bunch of crap. He's like, "I got a technology thing that shows you how much exactly."
Oh yeah,
the screen
that's right. Yes, I do.
And he's
remember
like,
that.
"It's enough." I forget exactly what he said, but I'm like, "No, man, it changes. It's like 60 sometimes and like 30 other times."
You did say that.
I did say that, and Shibby just confirmed it. Shibby, I want to thank you for confirming that information. All these months later, I hold grudges.
Where's Alex?
I'm pretty upset about that. So yeah, it's fuck your technology, Alex.
Hey, speaking of new hardware though, not quite new. Not new hardware, but what about that OLED Splatoon
Dude,
Switch?
It looks so good.
He is here.
Oh, he's here.
Live recording of the podcast.
He just says, "I'm here."
Yeah, he's like, I hear.
That's all he has
asshole.
to say.
Love you, Alex.
Okay, no, listen, that Splatoon Switch, when they first showed it, I was like, yeah, it's cool. I'm not gonna get it. I don't need it. I don't really like Splatoon that much. I said the same shit about that Monster Hunter Switch, though. I was like, I don't really like.
Are you getting one? And you got the Monster Hunter Switch?
I did. I got the Pro Controller. No, I'm not. I can't get it tomorrow. The bank account's saying absolutely the fuck not to that tomorrow. It ain't happening. But
yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I want it. If I could get one and like I don't know. What can I sell around here? I got a bunch of equipment I don't use. Maybe I'll just sell
back there.
Yeah, I was gonna sell.
You're gonna have to fire your editor, Drip, so you can afford a Switch.
Jeeb's fired. I'm gonna go get that Switch tomorrow morning. Fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Drip
eat
and
ramen.
Shitty podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna be eating ramen for the next 3 months. It's fine, but I'll have it. No, it looks beautiful. It's probably one of the best ones we've got. I don't know about what your guys' opinion is on that.
Look,
the Joy-Cons.
so cool.
The Joy-Cons are so good looking.
Man.
Yeah. They're really, really good looking.
Should be. I said it earlier in your Twitch chat. Anyone can fight me. It's the best looking version of this Switch, of the Switch period.
Probably,
so,
yeah.
I think. Listen, if you either love it or hate it, I guess maybe it's that kind of design.
Who's gonna hate it?
I love the gradient.
That's what I'm saying.
Colors.
Even if you don't like Splatoon, like
I love
it looks really
etching,
good.
The etching on the back of the Joy-Cons, the back of the Switch itself.
That's what I like.
Colors
I like
on the dock.
The detail.
They
the
put
Joy-Cons.
detail. Look at one they didn't put much effort into. The Mario Switch. Now, I love that Switch. Everyone knows I love that Switch. But there is no Mario detail to it whatsoever. It's just red. It's like they could have done something else, but they didn't.
And you know what it's called, right? It's called the Mario Red and Blue Edition.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no blue, but
there's no blue.
Where?
There's blue in the Joy-Con rails.
Yeah,
not on the Switch. Just the grip.
Yeah, that you never use. Like, no, it's not. No, I don't.
I'm
that really happy. Confused me.
I'm
ultimately happy that there is no blue. I think the solid red looks great. I just want some etching. That's all I wanted on it.
Yeah, it was cool. I just like the fact that it was like the body was a different color. Finally,
yes,
like
the frame.
Price,
yeah,
toy, but it looks awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't know. I think this one's definitely better. I always wondered how they were going to go about the back of the Switch OLED too. With I was like, are they going to leave the kickstand alone and not put anything there? But they didn't.
They didn't. They went all out.
Yeah, it's good. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. I'll tell you this though, I don't think the Pro controller is that cool. It's okay.
I mean, it's cool, but it doesn't look too much different from the other ones.
I really wish that they would have done the fade of the color,
not black,
on the grips.
Have you guys ever seen a modded Pro controller?
Okay,
modded Pro controller that's white or any other color.
Here's what I'm talking about. They have the two little grippies are the different colors.
Yep.
But on the Joy-Cons they fade. What is it, like purple to what? I don't even remember what the colors fade to.
Yellow.
Either way, they should have done that instead of being solid colors on both sides. They should have made them fade up. That would have been so sick.
Yeah, but you're missing the big black middle part of it. Every Pro controller has been black, transparent plastic. Can we get one, just one, that is like white with coloring and gradient, or like purple? Do you guys remember the 64 controllers? All the variants we had of those. I know Nintendo doesn't want to go completely back to that. That was the golden age of tech colors, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. On the Pro controllers,
yes,
you're right. They should be doing that. But do you know what? I used to say that about the Switch. I was like, why don't they put color on the back? Why don't they put color on the back? Why does it always got to be like just black on black etchings?
Yeah.
But do you remember a long time ago when I made that custom Animal Crossing Switch?
Yes.
And I put color on the back?
Mm-hmm.
I know why they don't put color on the back. Because as soon as you take those Joy-Cons off, it looks absolutely ridiculous. You try to put something else on there, it looks awful. Everything looks terrible with it.
What do you mean something else? A different kind of
a different
Joy-Con?
color Joy-Con? Yeah, you put like anything else on there besides the ones that match it. It just looks.
So you think
really
white
bad.
middle and then colored Joy-Con backs on the outsides looks bad?
No, I'm talking about the Switch body.
Yeah. So the body being white, right? You're talking about the white body?
No, I'm talking about all the colors on the back of the Switch that I put.
Gotcha.
I put blue. It was still black. It just had blue and the blue and green Animal Crossing colors instead of. It was the same exact design that was on there. It just wasn't. It wasn't black on black. It was just black with the colors. Yeah, but
they wanted
you
neutral.
take the Joy. Right. Yeah. Well, that's big. So you can buy more Joy-Cons and it won't look stupid when you put it on the Switch. Even if you have the black on black designs and you put new Joy-Cons on there,
but
it still matches.
But white look good too.
What do you mean? The white
Switch?
Switch? Yeah, that would be fine. I'm just saying you can't get too wild with it if you want people to buy Joy-Cons and actually be able to use them and them not look completely ridiculous. You gotta stick to solid colors. Like even the red one as a solid color, you can put other color Joy-Cons on there and it looks good. I mean, depending, you got to be careful, but you can do it.
Do you think there's any chance they sell the Joy-Cons separately?
God, I wish they would. That's all I want. I just want the Joy-Cons. I'll do what I did with every other Switch that I've bought. I keep the dock, I keep the Joy-Cons, and I sell the Switch unit itself. And usually you can sell them for like right under what you bought it for because people just want them because they can't find them. I think I sold that Monster Hunter, just the tablet, for I think like 260, 270, something like that.
Yeah. I probably could sell my Mario Switch for a pretty decent price if I wanted to.
Yeah, that was just the tablet. I kept the dock and the Joy. That's all I wanted. I just wanted the Joy-Cons, honestly.
Yeah.
It's too much trouble to be switching back and forth through different switches.
Yeah, I don't love it. I have my streaming Switch and I have my OLED that I use in handheld mode for all the other times. I gotta be honest, I'm thinking about selling the Mario Switch because it's a hassle, even just for streaming Switch and not streaming Switch. But yeah, guys, there's something that the main theme of this episode. I think we really need to talk about this Sonic Frontiers trailer that was announced yesterday.
Yes.
Was it yesterday, Drip? Yeah.
No.
Dude.
Yes. Day before.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
August 23rd.
It's recorded, so it's in the future anyway.
August 23rd.
Okay, yeah. Dude, this trailer, I don't know what to say about it. I think what it does is it completes the game that we previously thought was not complete. You know, we saw the game, we're like, this is an empty open world. What's the detail? Where's the enemies? You know, what's the story? They kind of they showed us other worlds. They showed us a story. I gotta be honest, this game has me so hype. I feel like it could be Game of the Year material.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's gonna be good though. I do agree with you there. I wanted to bring something up, and this is really funny. Do you remember the stuff that we were talking about, Shibby, the last time that you were on here and we were talking about this game? How we were talking about why don't they do like the levels of Sonic, but just make them look cool like this? Like we were talking. And now it's like, oh well, they did. They did exactly that. There it is. That one thing we were complaining about. Oh, never mind. That is the game. Like, okay.
And it's really interesting because we compare. We say they're trying to like Breath of the Wild-ify Sonic. I mean, we know we all say that kind of loosely, but
yeah.
And then it made me realize Breath of the Wild, you've got this open world, but they break it up with the shrines, which is a different style of gameplay. That is kind of what they're doing here. You've got the hub world, and yeah, all of that would kind of get old, but then now you've got these little fast-paced classic levels.
Yeah.
It almost reminds me of the shrines. I know it's a different concept, but it breaks up the
Yeah. Oh no, you're right. And that's a good way. I didn't even really think about it like that, but you're right. But yeah, and that's how many different places did they just show in the trailer? I mean, they had like a little sizzle reel of a bunch of different places at the end.
A few different ones. I remember in particular there was a sand area, kind of reminding Gerudo kind of style.
5 total different areas in total.
There's
5 islands. 5 islands, I think they said.
Okay,
and
so
this game is
one
world.
of them's very deserty. One of them is foresty. There's one that's like a lost city. It looks like an overgrown, like abandoned. I want to say it kind of looks like temple ruins, but at the same time, it looks like a giant. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks like a city, like a big city. I don't know. It's crazy. And then the one that looks like what's the first level of Sonic called? Green Hills?
Yes, Green Hills.
That looks sick. That looks really, really
it
cool.
Does.
And it's some of it's like side scrolling too. Did you notice that? Some of it's like
yes, I did. I wanted to bring that up because I thought that side scrolling thing reminded me of Odyssey in a way where it kind of
you went into it's not like that. I know
it's not like
you
that.
go into the wall and it goes to 8-bit.
I think they should have committed to that. If I'm being honest, I think that would have been a really bold thing to do, and kind of copying Mario Odyssey a bit. But listen, copy greatness, man. Every great star copies somebody else in some way.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I like the way they did it here because that's what I was saying. Do you remember when I was like, I mean, I was the one saying that. I think what did I brought up the Sonic movie. So whenever you look in the rings or whatever in the Sonic movie and it's like his world or whatever,
yes.
It's like, why don't you just do that? Like, why can't we just have that? But yeah, this is it. I'm looking at it right now. I mean, it looks really cool.
It does look amazing.
I think it's also pretty incredible to think about. I'll wait till he hops back in here. So check this out. Let's think about how far we've come here from that first gameplay demo we got, and everyone was just like, okay, to this. Like, this is why the hell did they even show that? Like, why did they show that? That does not even look like this.
Why was that the first thing they decided to show? I know what they were trying to do. They're trying to ease us into it. But when it's a game with this many questions, you need to just go all in.
Yeah.
You don't just you know what I mean?
Can you imagine what the hype would be for this right now if they would have shown something like this first? Maybe not all of this. I get you want to save some stuff, the trailer or the story and all that stuff. I understand that. But could you imagine what the hype levels would be out there if this was the type of stuff that you were seeing for the first time? What did they show us in the very beginning? Sonic
just open grass running around.
No. I'm talking before that. The first trailer, the teaser trailer.
I don't
It was
remember.
Sonic running through the woods.
Yes. Oh yeah, that was just simply cinematic.
And none of those things that they showed us are what this game is. I feel like the marketing kind of failed in the beginning. I think really do their job.
You're not wrong with your stance there, but I think you're missing why they did that. They didn't do it because the marketing messed up. They did that because the game wasn't ready. This game is still. I guarantee you, there's going to be so many bugs with it. I mean, remember the Sonic Colors release? That game wasn't ready.
That's the question I wanted to ask you guys. That's the question I wanted to ask is, where are you buying this at? Are you buying it on Switch? I'm kind of scared to buy it on Switch.
I have to.
I'm scared.
I have to because this is such a Switch game for me. This is such
I know. I feel like it belongs to be played on the Switch, but
it has to be played on the Switch for a simple experience.
I have a PS5 sitting here.
I got a $3,000 PC right here, dude. I feel you. I have to buy it on Switch.
Hey, play it on Switch if no other reason, just to rub it in Nintendo's face that Sonic really won the console war. We know Sega really ended up winning.
They did. They're on all of them now.
Yeah, that's true. No, but dude, it wasn't ready. None of this was ready for any this November 8th release. I think it's Is that what it is?
Yeah, November 8th. Yeah, we haven't talked about that.
It's not going to be ready, dude. It's going to be. I still think it's going to be fun. It's going to be laggy. It's going to be unoptimized for the Switch in particular. It's going to be glitchy.
Do you really think?
If it is ready and it is not glitchy and it runs a solid 30, just slight dip downs here and there, the marketing team really did mess up. You're right about that. But it's almost got to be glitchy because they really did fuck up this game. The advertising for this game,
just the way that they present, I just thought it was so weird the way that we got what we got in the order that we got it.
This trailer, if we would have saw this exact trailer last year, this game would have come out 6 months ago. Because they were already that's how far they were. This is not cinematic. This trailer is not cinematic. This trailer is gameplay footage.
Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. The first teaser we got of Breath of the Wild 2. I know there were a lot of questions, but holy shit, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And then the next one that we got, the second one, which would have been, I mean, that was next level shit. It made people talk. These ones were people were talking, but it was is this really the game? The hell is this?
Yeah, that's true.
It's just weird.
I'm excited now, though. I'm so excited. In fact, I mean, just the release date made me excited. Just to see that there's an actual release date, because for the longest time, I'm like, okay, when is this thing coming? Is it even after that? Like you said, after that first video, we're like, is this even this year? Or honestly, do we even want them to do it this year?
Yeah,
but now
honestly,
I'm like,
for a while, I was like, this ain't coming this year. There's no way.
Me too.
There's no, I didn't think there was any way, but I mean, that's not that far away either.
Now you've got a PS5. Okay, I might tell you, for a game like this that's all about speed, if you all have a PS5, maybe get it on the PS5. But if you want to be able to play it in bed, on the go, whatever. There's the Switch
on an OLED screen.
On the OLED screen, it's gonna look nice. Now,
listen,
I am kind of scared about the frame rate. I am scared about it. They got to lock it to 60. We can't have frame drops.
There's no way.
Not a chance. There's no way. The trailer was only in 30.
I meant 30. We got to lock it.
Okay.
All right. I meant to say.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no. I was like, they get this thing running at 60.
No,
it's gonna look like a dog turd.
No, but they got to lock it to
30. Yeah. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they're going to be able to do that. Because what Geeb said, the Sonic Colors, it was awful on the Switch. Like it was really
AMD, DSSL, SSG.
They need all of it, all the letters, whole alphabet, whatever order you want to put them in. Bring them all in.
I'm playing on Switch though. You know I am, just because. Did you all see that there? So one of those like little zone, those little, what do you call it? Those little, not, I don't want to say bonus, but the little areas they take you, like classic Sonic colors, whatever looking areas. One of them was a reused map. Did y'all see that tweet?
No, what is it? What's it reused from?
Oh, now I don't remember. So it's like one of the very first ones in Sonic Frontiers is exactly, and it's not even there. It's not they're not hiding it. It's exactly 1-to-1. It's a level from one of the other games, which is interesting. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying it was very interesting. Look it up on Twitter, you all.
The city one? I'm looking at it right now. Is it the city one where he's like? It looks like he's on the interstate.
I don't think it's like a Green Hill kind of looking thing.
The Green Hills one. Yeah, I'm looking at the Green Hills one right now. That looks
interesting.
It looks really
good.
They
just reused it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I wanted. I wanted this. I'm glad they did. I wonder if the whole level is 1-to-1, or maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just like based off of.
I will tell you this. Even if the game's not amazing, like. Just the fact that they're doing something new, I think I'm going to like it. Even if it's not great, even if it's got a lot of flaws and bugs. Yep. I don't know. We'll see jumping into it, but
something new, dude. You hit it. You hit it right on the head, man. Something new.
Well, God, 3D Sonic Sonic in general, it's gotten just bad.
It's never been great. Let's be honest. The very first Sonic games were good. But it never were like groundbreaking. Yeah,
but then there was.
I guess it kind of was groundbreaking.
No, there were some good Sonic games, man. There were good Sonic games. Like Sonic, what was the last? Sonic Forces was the last one, right? The last. I mean, what's the? At a certain point, it's like, you needed to try something different 6 years ago, not.
You can. Here's the thing: you can go in the eShop right now and look at the old Sonic games. There's like a $10 one. These are 3D Sonic games, $10, $20. Sonic Colors dropped at $40. I'm presuming this game's gonna be
Colors
60,
was a
60.
good game.
Yeah, but this one's probably. I'm presuming this is gonna be 60. What I'm trying to say here is when you go, especially on the eShop, the Nintendo eShop, where games are really expensive, you can just see if the games. It's not just about sales, right? Like if the game is lower, the price is lowered over time a lot. You expect that from like known franchises, but like a Sonic game should not be dropping 50% all the time. Or you shouldn't release a 3D Sonic game at $10 or $20. Sonic is a big enough franchise you can sell a $40 game, a $60 game. So like the fact that there's some Sonic games that are that low, that tells you like, look, the franchise is tired. The fans are tired.
But I mean, like, Sonic Forces was 60 when it came out,
and now it's like 20.
It's a full price game,
and now it's 20. So what does that tell you? Drop by that much money.
Yeah, it tells you they're not Nintendo. They drop their prices.
It's on the eShop though, dude. Like,
that's okay. There's all kinds of sales on the eShop.
You're not a guy who buys a ton of games off of the Switch platform. So like you may or may not know that like the same game on Switch, they're getting, once the price drops on all the platforms. The difference is how much it drops by and for how long, and is it permanent. Nintendo, normally the price drops, they're not permanent. They're temporary, and the price drops are a lot less. They're the margin is slimmer on the eShop, whereas on Steam, it's PC,
I know Steam.
But it drops
compared to
Xbox games, PC, PlayStation. They drop farther.
I mean, PlayStation. I look at the PlayStation. I don't know. They do
farther than the eShop.
They do, but I mean, it's the same thing. They'll be on sale for a while and they'll go back up.
I'm not trying to make a statement about Sonic. The only thing I'm trying to say is that this game needed to happen. They need to make something different because the franchise has been tired.
Oh yeah, it's very different.
I haven't played a Sonic game. Honestly, I don't hate Sonic, but I haven't played it since Sonic Adventure 2. So the fact that I skipped all those 3D Sonic games and now I'm finally finding one appealing, that's saying something about,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If they nail it, that's saying something about where they go with this. Because Sonic 2 was one of my first games I played. I played so much Sonic 2. I had Sonic 3, and then I haven't owned a Sonic game since. So. Yeah, I'm excited. This is a reason to jump back into it.
Yeah, I haven't owned a Sonic game since the Game Boy Advance Sonic release.
How do you guys feel about the little bit of the story that we got. Just kind of
that's my favorite part, dude. Not I don't think they didn't go crazy detail in it.
But it looks like it's going to actually be like an interesting, not a cheesy Sonic going through. It looks like there's going to be like something happening. I don't know who this little person is. This it's like a digital. I don't even know how to. She looks like a digital ghost.
Yeah, she's like a glitched out like hedgehog type character or something.
Digital ghost lady that floats.
Shibby, what do you think about this story?
She's a queen. She's an icon. Okay. What do I think about it? I don't remember it. I mean, I'm not playing. I'm definitely not. I definitely don't care about a Sonic story, and I don't play the games for the story. And I don't know. Like, I watched the entire trailer. I was excited. But if there was a story conveyed there, I don't remember it, because to me that's just all theatrics for the trailer. But I mean, going off the vibe, that's what matters. I do like the vibe. I like that girl. I guess we would assume she's a girl. I don't know that person with this wearing the red, or made out of the red digital whatever. Looks awesome. Total icon there. I like it.
It seems like Sonic is just trying to chase her the whole time in the trailer. He's just trying to get to her. He sees her, and then she disappears.
I just noticed something else.
What's that?
Let me watch this part through before I say anything here.
Oh, great.
Just noticed something really weird.
What is that?
Okay, so we're talking about the red digital lady. There's a certain point in the trailer where Sonic is fighting some bad guys. It looks like it hurts, but his whole arm is that red digital stuff.
Breath of the Wild too. It's connection.
Yeah, can we talk about that whole breath? Somebody on Twitter also put a screenshot of Sonic with his arm being taken over, and then Link with his arm being taken over. It was very literally familiar.
Yeah, I
113 in the trailer.
It's like 111 to like 113.
Is she in his arm? I don't remember. I didn't catch that part.
I don't think it doesn't really show. These things are blowing up around him. His arm is hurt, but it has all that red stuff on it. But yeah, that is very Breath of the Wild 2.
I know there's skill trees, so you're gonna have powers and moves you can unlock as you go.
Yeah,
which is,
I forgot that you sent that. Really that looks cool. Yeah, that's huge. That's awesome. It gives you something to work towards. I like that too.
But overall, this whole like this whole like ancient looking world, and you were asking me how I feel about the story and everything. It is giving me like Sonic Adventure 1 vibes, which I like. I like that. Like I said, like that secondhand nostalgia, because I didn't have that game, but I did play it, and I think it's cool, even if it is cheesy. You know, that's what I'm saying. I don't play for the story.
Yeah, but yeah, normally you don't. It's like saying, "Oh, I'm really into Mario because of the lore and the story." Like, no, you're not. You're definitely not. But it's clearly something different. I wonder if they are really going to go a different direction and make the story actually something that is good, something that's a big deal. I'm interested to see how deep it goes.
I am as well. And I believe that's going to wrap up our podcast for this week. We got nothing else. I think we covered everything we wanted to cover. Shibby, you've been awesome. Thank you so much for coming back on for the third time now.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I appreciate y'all.
I think you are our most had guest at this point, right?
Really? I don't like that phrasing. So. Awesome.
I don't know a better way to say it.
You're either tied or this is now you have overtaken the other, because we've had a few people do 2, but I think you're the first to do 3. So yeah,
I think so.
That's awesome. Wow. Okay.
Hey man,
well, appreciate it, y'all.
Hey, you guys can find Shibby on twitch.tv/Shibby120. Drop him over there, or drop a follow over there to watch him live on Twitch. He's super fun, plays lots of cozy games, Animal Crossing, Harvestella in the future, I imagine. He says he's not going to play Splatoon, but he is.
Yes, he is.
And also you can find him on YouTube. Got some of the best unboxing videos in the platform. You can check him out, Shibby120 on YouTube as well. And that's gonna be it for us. I can plug Drip and I. Why not? Hey, Drip, we stream on Twitch. Drip Media on Twitch, twitch.tv, Drip Media. Twitch.tv/ Uncle Geeb. I'm gonna be live right now after the podcast. We have 3 weeks in a row. It's gonna be fun. But before that, gonna do some podcast after show-ness over here on YouTube. So thank you guys for watching, listening, all that good stuff, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace.
Thanks, y'all.